Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge Emergency. Beim letzten Mal haben wir Level 5 erreicht und wir machen weiter. Schnappen wir uns hier Anfänger, leicht, Level 20. Dann machen wir hier mal die Level 19. Gucken wir mal, wie das wird. So.
On the move.
On the move. Heading to operational area.
Ready.
Awaiting. Will do. Ready. Dropping off.
Listening. Got it. Awaiting understood.
Listening. Returning to V.
Awaiting instructions.
Ready.
Listening.
Ready. Returning to V.
Ready. Returning to base. Task completed. Task completed.
2 haben wir hier 4
Task completed.
Missionen.
Ready. Returning to base.
New orders received.
Task completed. On the move. On the move.
Returning to base. Heading to operational area.
An emergency has been completed.
Ready. Got it. Ready. Heading to the operational area. Destination confirmed.
Heading to operational area.
Arrived at destination. Awaiting instructions. Awaiting instructions.
On the scene.
Understood. Listening. Will do.
Awaiting.
Ready. Arrived at destination. Task complete. Will do.
Listening. Moving out. On the scene.
Awaiting instructions. Will do. Ready. Returning to base. Awaiting instructions. Awaiting instructions. Entering vehicle. Heading to the operational area. Ready. Returning to base.
Returning to base.
Task complete. Listening. Returning to base. Task completed.
New orders received.
Ready.
Ready. Will do.
Task completed. Heading to operational area. On the move.
Ready. Returning to base. Ready.
Arrived at destination. On the scene.
An emergency has been completed.
Heading to operational area.
Listening. Crew, return.
On the scene. Ready.
Heading to the operational area. Awaiting. Returning to base.
Listening.
Awaiting instructions. On the scene. On the move. Understood. Task completed. On the move.
Listening. Returning to... Awaiting instructions.
Arrived at destination.
Task completed. Returning to base.
Listen.
Awaiting instructions. Will do. Understood. On the...
Ready. Returning.
Listening. Returning to base.
Returning to base.
On the move.
On the scene. Listening.
Awaiting instruction. Understood.
Ready. Got it.
Arrived at destination.
List. Will do. Heading to operational area. On the move. Awaiting entering vehicle. Arrived. Listening.
Listening. Will do.
Ready. Returning to vehicle.
Awaiting instructions. Got it.
Awaiting. Returning to base. Listening.
Task completed.
Returning to base.
Ready. Destination confirmed. Listening.
Task complete.
On the scene. Awaiting instructions. Ready. Returning to... Listen. Vehicle on the move. Awaiting instructions. Arrived at destination.
New orders received.
Returning to base.
Task completed.
On the move.
On the move.
Ready. Returning to base.
Ready. Will do. Got it. Listening.
Awaiting will do.
An emergency has been completed.
Listening. Listening. On the move. Ready.
Wait. Will do.
List.
Listening. Got it.
Listening. On the move.
On the move. On the scene.
Await. Got it.
Ready.
Task completed. Returning to vehicle. Awaiting instructions. Entering vehicle.
Ready. Will do. Awaiting instructions. Returning to base.
Awaiting instructions. Crew, return.
Task completed. Ready. Returning to...
Returning to base.
Task
On the move.
Grid. Returning to base.
awaiting. Understood.
Arrived at destination. Heading... Returning to base. On the scene.
Heading to upper.
Awaiting... Returning... Ready.
Listening. Will do.
Arrived at the...
Await... Got it. On the move.
On the move.
Awaiting instructions.
Await. Got it.
Returning to base. Listening.
Ready. Task completed.
Listening. Returning to...
Ready.
Listening. Will do.
Ready. Returning to base.
Task completed.
Returning to base.
Task completed. Task completed.
Ready. Task. Returning. Listening. Returning to...
Awaiting instructions. Returning to base.
So,
An emergency has been completed.
Schicht geschafft. Weil es ja gar nicht so schwer. Also ich habe eigentlich gedacht, dass schwerer ist. Aber ja.
Heading to operational area.
Heading to the operational area. On the move. Heading to the operational area.
Ready.
Awaiting. Understood. Awaiting instructions.
Ready. Understood. Ready. Got it. Listening. Will do. I'm under attack. Awaiting instructions. Task completed.
New orders received.
Crew, return.
Awaiting instructions.
Task completed. Task, got it. Will do. Ready. Task completed. Returning.
Ready. Returning to base. List. Returning to base. Awaiting instructions. Crew.
An emergency has been completed.
Heading to operational area.
Heading to the operational area. Listening. Returning to base.
Under on the move. Listening.
Listening. Got it. Awaiting destination confirmed.
Arrived at destination. On the listening. Vehicle on the move.
Ready.
Ready. Awaiting instructions.
Awaiting. Understood.
On the scene. Ready.
Heading to operational.
Ready. Got it.
Ready. Got it.
Crew. Recalling crew.
Ready.
Listen. Understood.
Listening. Vehicle on.
Awaiting instructions. Returning to base.
On the scene.
Listening. Understood. Ready. Will do.
On the move.
Heading to operational area. Task completed.
Ready.
Listening. Got it. Ready.
Ready. Got it.
Ready. Returning to vehicle.
Awaiting instructions. Returning to base. Awaiting instructions. Listen. Vehicle on the move.
Ready. Returning.
Returning to base.
Listening. Moving out.
Ready.
Arrived at destination.
Returning to base.
Awaiting instructions. Returning to base. Ready.
Task completed. Task completed.
New orders received.
Task completed.
On the move.
On the move. Heading to operational area. On the move.
Listen. Returning to base. Listening.
An emergency has been completed.
Understood.
Dropping off crew.
On the scene. Heading to the operational area. Ready.
Awaiting instruction. Got it.
Listening.
Wind direction change. East.
Will do.
Awaiting instructions.
Tap.
Got it. Ready. Understood.
Listen. Returning to vehicle.
Arrived at...
Ready. Returning. Listen. Returning to base.
Listening. Vehicle on the move. Will do. Listening. Arrived at destination. Returning to base. Heading to operational area.
Ready. Returning to vehicle. Heading to operational area.
Listening.
Ready. Understood.
Listening. Will do. Awaiting Understood.
Listening. Taking damage. Arrived at on my way.
Ready. Got it.
Awaiting instruction. Got it. Taking awaiting instructions. Destination.
Listening. Returning to base. Returning to base. Ready. Destination confirmed.
Ready. Understood.
Listening. Will do.
Arrived at destination.
On the move. Listening. Awaiting instructions.
Listening. Got it.
Awaiting instruction. Entering vehicle.
Listening. Returning to base.
Listening. Moving. Awaiting instruct. Returning to base. On the scene. Listening.
Task completed. Task completed.
Returning to base.
Sehr gut.
An emergency has been completed.
Platz.
On the move.
On the move.
Heading to upper. Ready. On the scene.
Ready.
Ready. Understood. Ready. Understood. On the move. On the scene.
Awaiting instructions. Crew
Awaiting instruction. Returning to base.
listening. Returning to base.
Ready.
An emergency has been completed.
Returning.
New orders received.
Awaiting instructions. On the move. On the move.
On the move.
On the move.
Ready. Arrived at destination.
Got it.
Listening.
Listening.
Taking damage.
Listening.
Task complete.
Will do. Got it. Taking damage. Heading to operational area.
Awaiting instructions.
Task completed. Ready. Returning to vehicle. Ready.
Ready. Returning to base.
Listening.
Taking damage. Ready. Listen. Returning.
Listening. Returning to base.
Awaiting returning to base. Taking down.
Heading to operational area. Task completed. Listening. Will do. Awaiting. Understood. Got it. Ready. Returning to base. Listening. Returning to base. Awaiting instructions.
An emergency has been completed. New orders received.
Heading to operational area. On the move. Heading to operational area. On the scene.
Heading to operational area. Heading to operational area. Awaiting
Listening. Understood. Task.
await.
Ready.
Ready. Will do. Listening. Returning to base. Taking damage.
Listening. Will do.
Awaiting. Understood.
On the move.
Taking damage. Taking damage.
Task complete. Ready. Returning to base.
Red.
Awaiting instruct. Moving out.
Listening. Returning to vehicle.
Ready. Got it.
Awaiting instructions. Returning to base. Awaiting moving out. On the scene.
Task completed. Task completed.
New orders received.
On the move.
Task completed.
Heading to operational area. Heading to the operational.
List. Returning to base.
Arrived at destination. On the scene. On. Listening. Understood. Task wait. Will do.
Listening. Understood. Returning to base. On the
An emergency has been completed.
Ready. Ready.
Heading to operational area. Awaiting.
Wind direction change. West.
Will do. Taking damage.
Ready. Arrived at.
Ready. Understood.
Task completed. Awaiting returning.
Listening. Returning to vehicle.
Ready. Returning to base.
Listening. Destination confirmed. On the scene.
Task completed.
Returning to base. Awaiting instructions.
Task completed.
New orders received.
On the move.
Task.
Heading to operational area. On the move. On the scene.
Ready.
Arrived at destination.
Returning to base.
An emergency has been completed.
Ready. Task. Will do. Got it.
An emergency has been completed.
So. Hallo. Dann machen wir noch eine Stelle 16er.
On the move. Heading to operational area. Heading to operational area. Destination confirmed.
Ready. Understood. Listening. Will do. Under fire.
List.
Ready. On the. Waiting instruction. Moving out. Listening. Understood.
Heading to the operational area.
Recalling crew. Crew.
Ready.
Listening. Will do. Got. Understood. Listen. Returning to base. Task completed.
Task completed. Listening. Entering vehicle.
New orders received.
Listening. Listening. Returning to base.
Ready.
An emergency has been completed.
Listening.
Heading to operational area. On the move. Heading to the operational area. On the scene.
On the move.
Heading to operational area. Ready.
Awaiting instructions. Got it.
Listening. Got it.
On the scene.
Task completed. Returning to vehicle.
Returning to base. Ready. Task completed. Returning to vehicle.
Task completed. Returning to base. Awaiting instruct. Understood. Listening. Ready. Will do. Task completed.
Heading to operational area.
Await. Returning to base. Ready. Returning to base.
On the move. Awaiting instructions.
Awaiting instruction. Will do.
Heading to... Ready.
Listening. Got it.
On the scene. On the move.
Heading to operate.
Await.
Ready. Moving out.
Ready. On...
Awaiting. On my way.
Listening.
Awaiting Understood.
Task completed.
Awaiting instructions.
Task completed.
Recalling crew.
Got it. List. Will do.
Listening. Returning to vehicle. Await. Returning to... Listening. Returning to base.
Listening. Returning to base.
List. Vehicle on the move. Arrived at destination.
Task completed.
New orders received.
Heading to operational area.
Task completed.
Arrive.
On the move. Arrived at destination. On the move. Awaiting...
Ready. Understood. Take.
Returning to base.
Ready. Moving out.
An emergency has been completed.
On the move. Ready. Will do. Awaiting instructions. Taking damage. Will do.
Awaiting instructions.
Heading to the operational area. Arrived at... Ready. Wait.
Listening. Will do.
Ready. Task completed. Understood. Listening. Returning. Ready. Returning to base.
Listening.
Listening. Will do.
Task completed.
Heading to operational area. Task arrived at...
Ready. Understood.
On the move. Awaiting... On the move.
Ready.
On the scene.
Awaiting. On my way.
Listening. I can't do that.
Ready. Returning to vehicle.
Returning to base.
Task.
Awaiting instruction. Recalling crew.
Listening.
Await. Returning. Returning to base.
Ready. Entering vehicle.
Ready. Returning to base. Listening.
Task completed.
New orders received.
Heading to operational area. On the move.
Task completed. On the move.
Arrived at destination.
Heading, returning to base.
An emergency has been completed.
Arrived.
Listening.
Listening. Will do. Task completed. Heading to operational area. On the scene. Awaiting instructions. Understood. Listening. Returning to base. Ready. Returning to base. Task completed. Returning to base. Returning to... Awaiting... Entering vehicle.
Heading, returning to base. Awaiting instructions.
Ready. Understood.
On the scene. Listening.
Task completed. Task completed.
Returning to base.
An emergency has been completed.
So, dann würde ich sagen, das war es für heute. Wir haben jetzt hier noch ein paar neue Sachen gesammelt. 400. Machen wir das noch ein bisschen schneller. Gut, dann war's das für heute und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.